Hello there, good people of the world. We're finally up and running. The Brewery Boys broadcast here on a Saturday night at Mr. Brew's Tap House in Lexington, Kentucky. Hanging out, watching a little football, Broncos Bills action. 10-7 for those of you who want to know for the Broncos.
All right, yeah, we're here, Mr. Brews.
Eric's finally settled down.
Settle down. Yeah.
Settle down.
All right, so
our wonderful
we have
server.
wonderful server Grace is back in the house with us. So I figured we haven't really touched on a lot of.
Hold up.
Okay.
I am drinking.
Oh yeah.
Weezing the Juice, Eddie. A little Polly Shore for you there. By Mere Twin, very good. Buddy.
No Weezing the Juice, Mr. Stoney. No Weezing the Juice. What do you think of it?
Pretty good.
That is one of my favorite beers coming out of Mere Twin.
It's got the tangerine in there.
Yeah, it's
blood orange tangerine.
It's a really good fruited sour. That's one of my favorite beers coming out of Mere Twin.
Give it a 4.
I'm doing the Ellie's Brown Ale. I have no idea where it's from, but there's a couple of dogs on the thing, so it might be Brewdog. I don't know, but I like a nut brown ale every now and then. This one's got a nice little nutty start. Like you get that kind of not peanuts, but you get
It's pistachio.
probably a pistachio or
Almond. Walnut.
maybe. No, it's not a walnut. I'd say it's but yeah, it's got a nice nut start, and then it's like that nice smooth beer finish. So I give it. Like I said, I don't know who the brewery is. I'll find out, but I give it a.
Yeah. What was the name of it?
Yeah, I like it about. It's about a 2.5, 3.
Oh my! Spectacles.
It's the Ellie's Brown Ale. Like I said, I don't know if those are beers or dog heads, but it's got a nice nutty flavor.
Through the big list of Mr. Brews here.
Oh, are they on? You're on their actual website?
Yeah. It is Avery Brewing Company, Boulder, Colorado.
Avery from Boulder.
So he is for the Broncos tonight.
No, I'm not. No.
You're drinking the Colorado beer.
It was unbeknownst to what it was. I saw one and I went for it. Weezing the Juice is, like I said, that's one of my favorites. So I can't wait to take that.
The juice, buddy.
So I figured since we haven't really. We talk music every so often, but I figured, especially with you and me, we have the end of. Would you call it an era? Because I can't tell you when they stopped showing music videos, but December 31st, MTV signed off. We touched on this, I think, a couple episodes ago. Signed off with "Video Killed the Radio Star." The very first video they played was also their very last video.
Fitting.
But like I said, when did the radio? When did MTV cease to be MTV? In name only, I'm thinking somewhere in the 90s. They started with these shows and all these beach parties.
I want to say it was, Remote Control, I think was one of their first ones. That was good. That was a brief interlude.
But everything on the show was centered around videos.
Yeah.
So even the questions you're asking because I remember the one where it was
probably when we got into Jersey Shore.
Well, I think the Real World kind of had a hand in it too.
That's right.
Yeah. And then like you said, then Jersey Shore kicked in. But so I can remember going over to my dad's house during the summertime. My stepmom would watch me. Mom would drop me off over there, and our stepmom was adamant, get outside and do something. But MTV was on. It's like you didn't want to you did not want to miss the next video. Like this was revolutionary, at least to me, actually getting to see the I guess the mini movie of the song. So
yeah, I mean, back in the day, videos were awesome. I mean, that brought you in this. That was one of the reasons you saw it on video. You saw a song, the video caught your eye, the song caught your earbuds, and you was like heading down to disc jockey or Camelot Music to buy the album. So you get the whole flavor.
yeah, of course,
Good advertising tool for people to buy albums. You got,
it was great.
got some songs. And the video, probably more so. I would say more so than the song. Probably brought you in. The song got you catching, but if you're watching the video and you're like, man, this is cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that girl dancing on the hood of a car. I gotta get that album, man. Whoa. Oh, shout out to Tiny Container.
Oh yeah. Even the Duran Duran videos, they had the girls in the, hungry like the wolf. You're like, whoa, they're having sex.
Oh, that was Flock of Seagulls. I'm thinking Flock of Seagulls with the weird hair.
Huh?
Flock of Seagulls with the weird hair.
Yeah, that was.
So you're like, man, this is a weird band. Let me check them out. But videos, a part of that. Pull you in.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. A little tidbit of an album.
Yeah.
A tidbit of the group. You got to see the group. So it wasn't just like the radio where you heard the song and you were like, maybe I said, this way you actually saw the group, saw the singers, knew what they looked like. So you got more in depth into your feels about the music of the band.
Oh yeah.
Instead of just hearing somebody sing, you're like, oh, that's what that guy looks like.
And look, that was the because
You hear Kiss on the radio, and then you look around and look at it, whoa, all right,
yeah.
What do they look like?
What was the one? There was one. The way they sounded, it was like totally different. You're going, you see, it was like basically a bunch of old men. That was the. I can't remember what band it was. Oh, it was. Oh hell, I just had it. Men at Work. That's who it was. It's like they don't look like musicians, but you hear, I come from a land down under, and then you see the video, and you're like, oh, and then like, what the fuck was a Vegemite sandwich?
The Vegemite sandwich.
But that was the thing, like back in our day, like the music videos, and then of course, as the years go on, they switched it over to whatever it was, and then you had they actually had like MTV2, and then you had MTV Classic, MTV. Like you had to get all these different MTV channels just to be.
Along with VH1.
VH1, yeah.
And they had all their channels, VH1.
Yep, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, MTV actually bought VH1 after a bit, because VH1, I guess they started up when MTV was going the TV route, started showing the shows. So VH1 was like, oh yeah, you know what? Well, fuck you, we'll show the videos. And then I believe MTV ended up buying them out. And the one thing VH1 had that I really liked was the behind the music. When you would have a band talk about a song or even the whole album, they would discuss what was going on in the shadows or whatnot. This is what was going on while we were recording this, or the reason why this song sounds like it does, or whatever. So I know, you and I are both a big Kiss fan. What was the biggest music video that you can remember every time seeing it, it blew your mind?
Not just Kiss, but
Not just Kiss. I mean, let's give the fans something else other than,
I mean, you can go some Motley Crue videos that were.
No, I mean just the one that just.
I don't know if I have one that really sticks out in my mind. Like, would be the one I would be like, oh, this is just the fucking bee's knees.
Well, the one I always ended up tuning into was the Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer, because you had all the moving pieces going on, and like you'd have the train, like it was his face, but then it was done in different like art. It was just wild.
So then you would be a fan of the Herbie Hancock.
That it was kind of weird, but I mean, I wouldn't say I was a fan of Herbie Hancock.
But that was video went. That was
but it was more like animatronics and stuff like that. I wasn't a big
Take on Me.
Take on Me was a good one. Yeah, with the little newspaper thing and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was, I guess, more of the artistic avenue. But now the Duran Duran videos were really good. I mean, Hot Women. I mean, I can remember like seeing or hearing that there were two versions to Girls on Film.
Girls on.
You had the edited version and the unedited version, which actually had nudity in it. I was like, gotta see that one. And you know, it turned out to be every bit of what I thought it was. Which, you know, great song. It's on a great album, Duran Duran, one of my favorite '80s bands. So, but
I would say a lot of the ZZ Top videos were well done.
Yeah. When you had the car turning into the spaceship and all that. Yeah, they were good. They were real good. Speaking, I think we spoke on this earlier. ZZ Top's going to be down at that Gatton Park with Dwight Yoakam in April, I believe. So.
Dwight Yoakam.
What are you doing over there?
Posting up a picture of us here, trying to get our fans to maybe come out and see us.
Oh boy!
I forget to do it early on, then I got to do it.
Oh boy!
Hashtagging.
Hashtag. So anyway, so with the closing of MTV, I guess, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, the signing off or whatever.
But I would say they signed off
A long time ago. They did. You're absolutely right. Well, with that, I mean, I kind of started going down a little rabbit hole with satellite radio, listening to First Wave, listening to the alternative.
Sirius XM.
And you know, keeping up with the Hair Nation and some stuff like that. But it's kind of taking me down a rabbit hole and sending me down memory lane, if you will.
Memory lane.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just one of those where I started kind of paying. Not that I ever stopped paying attention, but started like getting back into looking at the albums instead of just listening to the songs. Like actually going out. Like we've been talking. I've been talking a lot about the Pretty Reckless and stuff like that. So I've been kind of going down a little deep dive with them. And I'll tell you what. I thought they were going to be on the one album that I did get. They've got more of they're not heavy metal, but I mean, obviously I think they're in the heavy metal genre, but they are like, she's a really good singer when you listen, because they've got some kind of like mellow, like, I won't say Hootie and the Blowfish, but they got kind of like just like a laid back vibe, like acoustic guitar and just kind of a mellow vibe on this album, and it's a really good album.
I would like to have an MTV come back to be music. I think MTV stopped being and closed its doors because they got away from music.
That's why, yeah.
Because all they had on there was pretty much Jersey Shore and dumb shit.
Well, I mean, you had that ridiculousness or whatever the fuck. I mean, those shows were fucking stupid. That's what YouTube's for. Stupid videos. Oh, and we're on YouTube. So.
Stupid videos. I think, they got away from the music for a long time, and you had the real world. But I think you could have that, but you needed to have videos as well, music videos. How do you call yourself MTV, music television?
If you don't have music.
Nothing about music. No break-ins. There weren't no break-ins anymore about concerts and this and that, news about music. There weren't no VJs.
And that was
just all reality TV. It turned into, you might as well not call it MTV. You should have called it reality TV.
Well, that's just like,
our TV.
We can go on about this, and I will say this publicly. I fucking hate iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Because if you're listening to their app even their stations. They own the fucking radio station right up the road up here. They used to have 94.
They moved.
Huh?
They moved.
All right, well, they moved. Anyway, it's the same fucking songs every goddamn album. Corporate radio.
Let's talk about that. It's not even programmed by local DJs.
No.
DJs aren't DJs anymore. They're like just pressing buttons and talking during commercials.
You've got somebody, you've got an engineer or whatever in the booth, and they're putting it, because every radio station around town that I know of has a morning show that is recorded and broadcast out of another location, other cities. Bob and Tom, fucking Indianapolis.
So why can't we have our own show? What the fuck can we?
We used to. You used to, but now it's all fucking corporate. Even, I mean, and you listen to the same goddamn shit every fucking morning. Can I go ahead and get a Wheezing the Juice?
I would like to sample the sunshine.
So but that's the thing. It's like one of my favorite episodes and one of my favorite stories. One of my favorite episodes of WKRP is when Dr. Johnny Fever locks himself in the booth, and he just starts playing shit. So on that,
back in our day, with that, you used to be able to, any time of day, you call the radio station and be like, "Hey, I want to play this."
Yep.
Well, there's a couple of number of songs. Your song was on.
Yep. And we'd sit there with the cassette,
Yeah, it was like
wanting to record it.
you call the radio station, you had interaction. You got to make your playlist for that night's party. You'd call in a couple times, you had a party, somebody else would call in, and the DJs were able to play it, and they were doing it themselves. I mean, because due to the calls of people calling in, they knew what Lexington wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So they had an idea, and they played what people in Lexington wanted to hear, not what Taylor Swift fans in Des Moines, Iowa wanted to hear. It was, you know, what's relevant to Kentucky. You know,
Right.
what do you want to hear, like AC/DC.
I remember when the Kiss reunion show was getting ready to come on. They were coming here. I was working at South Park Cinemas. Thank you, Drake. And I called up because they were getting ready to hit Lexington. I wanted to hear some Kiss, and I can't remember who the DJ was, but I was putting the movie together down in the film room, so we could, Is that the one from West 6th? Yeah. But anyway, so I called Double Q because I wanted to hear some music while I put this movie together before we watched it. Well, I said, hey, like I said, I don't remember who the big DJ was, but I said, hey man, I want to hear some Kiss. I said, the reunion tour is getting ready to happen.
Will you play some Kiss for me, please?
I want to hear. I said, don't play me Beth, don't play me Rock and Roll All Night. I want to hear. I want to hear something deep cut. Yes, I wanted to hear a deep cut because this is before you started hearing Strutter. I wanted to hear a deep cut. Oh, we can't play the deep cuts. We got to go with what the. I'm like, dude, I'm alone in this movie house. I want to hear Kiss. It's going on midnight. You're telling me you can't put on a fucking Kiss song?
Yeah, kids are gone.
Being the DJ started going back and forth. I was cussing out Tony TNT Tilford, who is still on the fucking air today.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Give me a second. I'm looking through it again.
No worries. I'll check back in.
Thank you.
But
yeah, you have to, like I said, call in. You played your music. Local DJs program their own shit where they actually did some work. Now they're just like pressing a button and be like, whatever.
But
Whoever wants to hear this playlist, they've got their playlist already out. So God forbid you call in.
no, it's whatever's hot. It's like this is what like these fuckers that are only buying the goddamn singles are what are driving the music industry because you hear that fucking Pink Pony Club how many goddamn times? I'm sick of that fucking song.
Pink Pony Club.
And it's one of those things that's like,
What channel are you listening to?
huh?
What channel are you listening to?
They listen to 104.5 at the fucking at work.
Is that the cat or something?
Yeah, and so I mean, don't get me wrong.
Pop music.
Yeah, but even 92.1 though, they've got a morning show now, which is you're supposed to be classic. You've got Dead Air Dennis that doesn't hit the airways until like, I don't know, 10 when the morning show goes off. And then you got Beer Man doing his noon thing or whatever. But even that's getting corporate. It's like you don't have the, I guess they're trying, like whoever owns Cumulus, I think owns 92. So I guess they're trying to hold on to the DJs as long as they can, but it's just getting ridiculous because even they're starting to play, even the classic rock, you're starting to hear the same fucking songs. When if you're a Leonard Skinner fan, which I am not, I have 3 Leonard Skinner songs, maybe 4. If you played Give Me Back My Bullets, play something other than Freebird, Sweet Home Alabama, any of the, I get it, those are anthems, but there are other great songs on their albums. If you're a Leonard Skinner fan, you're not going to care if they play the B-side of Sweet Alabama when it was released in 19 whatever. Just like,
there's a fine line. You don't want to go too far deep cut on somebody. You can't just pull out anything. You gotta have something with that. A little bit of play.
I get it, but yes, you're right. But the B-side of Sweet Home Alabama was also a hit, if I remember correctly. So my second part of this DJ story is the way the Ramones got radio play in New York City. There was a DJ who had a copy of their first album, and it's a punk rock album. And they're gonna play "We Want to Be Sedated," which was their big hit. Well, he puts the record on, and then he says he introduces it, and he cannot get a word in until the entire first side of the album is played. Because as soon as one song ended, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they went into the second song, and it was like, where the fuck do I break? So by the time he gets back on the air, the entire A side of that album broadcast over. So that was kind of their, not saying that was made them popular, but that's kind of where a lot of people found out about the Ramones, because he got stuck and couldn't
have the balls to stop it.
So, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I would love to have a radio station come on the air, and I want a Dr. Johnny Fever, or I want a Howard Stern, or I want someone.
I don't want Howard Stern.
Huh?
I don't want Howard Stern.
Oh, I love Howard Stern.
He's such an idiot, man.
What?
He's fucking
Oh
retarded.
my God! You listen to those early Howard Stern when he was at K-Rock, or even when he was in Washington D.C.
Well,
fucking classic.
He was doing music and
Yeah, he was doing. He was
going
playing.
to a show. And got
They were
all-
playing music.
I will take the pineapple salad.
Well, you're like a creature of habit.
Well, try something new.
That's not something new. You've had that every
I
time.
just had it's a new one.
One new.
I took a Sissy Lime White.
Oh,
You were like, what?
fuck.
Sissy Lime White? What do you got there?
Weeds and juice.
That's nothing new for you.
On the show it is. But I love old school Howard. That's one of those things. It was like
He is,
pushing the envelope.
I don't know, he pushes the envelope, he just does stupid shit.
Well, back then that was pushing the envelope.
So, acts like a fucking idiot. And it's like, when he does interviews, he doesn't really do good interviews.
You have people doing interviews for him. I mean, it was a comedy show. It was one of those things where it was like, this was not meant to be like it. Yeah, it was a comedy show along with radio. I mean, when you got a girl that when you got a chick calling in and he tells her to turn the speaker up, turn the bass all the way up, and then turn the speaker all the way up, and he starts motorboating, creating the. Oh, thank God.
Give me another minute.
But it's one of those things where that was pushing the envelope back in the day. It was funnier shit.
Bits like that are okay, but overall, I just can't. His personality is weird. He's fucking weird. Poor Corey. When he went out there and made fun of him, I was terrible.
He did what?
Corey Feldman. When he was trying to do his real It's real music. And Howard Stern made
Corey Feldman sucks.
He's a star. He's a
Corey Feldman is a fucking douchebag who should have stuck to acting. Oh, by the way,
Michael Jackson said he was great in that song.
Michael Jackson was a pedophile. You know that, right?
Don't be hating. Don't be hating.
Michael Jackson touched little boys.
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure he touched Feldman.
Probably.
So
That's why he loves it.
Feldman is a douche. Let's start a Corey Feldman Brewery Boys battle right here. Corey Feldman, you fucking suck.
What do you think about Corey Feldman? He's got the dance moves. He's got popular songs. He doesn't stop his songs in the middle of the song and rant about how something went wrong.
Because he's playing state fairs.
I'm saying he does. But I give him the props for trying, and I give him the props for somebody around him keeps saying that he's good.
That person needs to be shot in the head.
He's fucking horrible as fuck. Oh man.
Why did Charlie Kirk have to die? Why couldn't that fucker die? You want to assassinate somebody? Take out the person who's telling Corey Feldman he has talent.
Who keeps looking around the world? I think people come to see him just to see the circus that it is and be like, haha, whatever.
Well, it started off with him and a bunch of girls. They were called the Angels or something.
No, that's when he had it. That wasn't his band music. That was him at his house. He was teaching them, helping them.
No, they went on tour. They were at the Mercury Ballroom several years ago.
Oh, no, not that.
Oh, yeah. Did you,
I'm talking, I can't concentrate.
He can't chew bubble gum and walk at the same time, folks.
All right.
Oh, is that a mile wide? What's the mile wide right there? Right above Mad Tree. Who? There you go. That's out of Louisville.
Give me that one. We'll try it. We'll see what he thinks about it. Yeah.
So yeah.
L's down beer.
L's. Oh my God.
Everything's just great.
Just because it's from Louisville. Just because it's from Louisville.
Now,
so
you go. I guess you go Howard Stern over Bob and Tom.
Oh hell yeah.
Bob and Tom's more comical. They got more
bullshit.
skits and everything. Oh, they're hilarious.
They had. They had several funny bits.
The dildo one.
I'm gonna go Howard Stern. I'm gonna go Ron and Ron. Who used to? They used to be on 630 the WLAP. They were one of the early 90s, mid 90s. They actually did.
By the Bills quarterback there.
They actually did they actually came down to Crazy Jacks and did a remote here one morning. And so I'm going to go Howard Stern, Ron and Ron.
John Boy and Billy?
No. That's probably going to be it. Those are my top 2 morning shows. I'm not going to, everybody else sucks.
So does Howard Stern. Howard Stern, if you're listening, you suck. You're an idiot. Look at that curly hair that you got. You're such a fool.
Howard, you're the man.
You suck.
Always will be. Love you. I used to, whenever he was on, I would record everything that he did. Because when I was helping Mark and them do the DJ show, I was like, I wanted to be just like Howard.
I mean, his sidekick was better than he was. What's her name?
Robin. She was only funny because he was funny.
He wasn't funny, he was just stupid. Just fucking stupid, like.
Well, I would love to have his career and his money.
Oh, I'd like to have his money, yeah. His wife is nice. She's an idiot for being with him, but whatever.
Which one? Beth, the new one? Yeah. So, but
he was almost canceled because he's such an idiot. And he kissed
it was because everybody was fucking. Oh, the cancel culture. Oh, he's doing this. He's calling out this. I mean, you had the king of all blacks calling.
He's probably in Minneapolis right now protesting.
No.
Yeah, I bet he is.
No.
I bet he is.
But he had when he had the wake up white people, that guy called in every time. That was fucking comedy gold right there. He was a former KKK member.
Made fun of that poor disabled darker melanoma guy.
Who?
The little guy with the buck teeth that was disabled.
Oh, Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice always made
Beetlejuice made millions off that.
Doesn't matter, they made fun of him. He doesn't know
He
what's
made
going on.
millions off being made fun of.
Is it okay to be made fun of, not know you're being made fun of, but make
He knew he was being made fun of.
He didn't know. He's mentally ill.
Then he had Hank the Drunken Dwarf. I mean, the angry drunken dwarf. I mean, come on, this was comedy gold.
We had.
It was hilarious.
What was this?
Huh?
I think what I just had here.
Oh, that's the Mile Wide. From
Mile
Louisville.
Wide Brewing out of Louisville, the Lucid Lager. Let's see. Not really that good. I'll give it a 2. Hell's down.
Out of one sip.
Hell's down.
I think you went in kind of biased.
No, it doesn't taste like that.
This, all right. So this is Jason had the Wheezing the Juice. At first, this is my Wheezing the Juice, one of my favorite fruited sours from Mirror Twin here in Lexington. It's got a real well balanced all the way through. You get the sour from the start to the finish. The fruit coat rides the coattails perfect. I'm giving this a 4 pints. This one is
I gave that one 4 pints.
This is fantastic. It's one of my favorite sours. And I mean,
Slimer's not that good. I don't know.
we've had several Mirror Twins. Some of them good, some of them, but this one is a mainstay. So I love when anybody has this on, and when you have it in the can, you can find it at Good Foods Co-op on Southland Drive, where I've always got it. It's one of their ones that's available in the cans. Tremendous. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so back to the music. Back to the music talk. We're both we're both 80s, 70s, 80s. You know, we go back. You know, my uncles were listening. My uncle Lewis, he played in Xanthus, which was
I'd go probably 50s to 80s.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say with his influence and my other. So I had my aunt, my mom, my two uncles. My mom was like Elton John, Neil Diamond.
Everybody's mom was Neil Diamond back then.
And then little kiss.
Speaking of Neil Diamond-ish, Barry Manilow's coming to represent.
I saw that. I didn't
know he's still touring. I didn't know he came out of Vegas.
Well, he's been diagnosed with some form of cancer. So this is his final.
Before I die.
Yeah, this is the final farewell for.
I would think he would have still stayed in Vegas to residency.
I would, yeah, but he's coming out.
At the
But so that was where I was going, because my mom's sister, my aunt, she has the Beatles influence, which brings in the 50s, 60s, and then she broke into like Barry Manilow. She broke into the easy listening 70s, 60s, and 70s. Yeah, and then mom kind of tailed in on that, and then my uncle Louis, who played in Xanthus, had that kind of Pablo Cruz, Chicago stuff like that, and then my other uncle. Passed in 2022. He had the Molly Hatchet, the Queen, the Styx, the stuff like that. The influence, the Who from the '60s.
Styx. Great album. What was it? The Paradise album.
Oh, Paradise City.
Paradise City.
Yep. That was a great album. That was the big. But it wasn't like the best album that they have. It's the Grand Illusion. Listen to that album cover to cover, and it's fantastic.
They kicked out poor Dennis DeYoung.
What?
Kicked out Dennis DeYoung.
That was after Paradise City, I believe, or no, Mr. Roboto. It was after that. Kilroy was here.
The team did not like the operatic.
They didn't like the theatrics. They wanted to stick to rock and all that.
I can see that. I mean, just play the album. I was always like, why are we getting into some kind of operatish, almost like a Queen, like pretty much one of the operatic type shit all the time.
But the thing was, is like But you had like you could do that, but you didn't have to be all theatrical on stage. Like we had there are what do they call them, concept albums. Like you have Queensryche with Operation Mindcrime, where the whole album tells a story.
You don't have to go into a live performance of some kind of weird shit where people are coming to see a concert and hear the song and you're drawing it out to some kind of...
Well, there was some like, again, Operation Mindcrime is one of those albums. It's a great album, and it was a great concert because you have the little actors portraying stuff on the side while the band's playing.
He's already had too much of it.
Huh?
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see an opera when I go see a rock.
It's not an opera.
I want to see...
You are listening to the album, and you're seeing the album played out in front of you.
It's like going to a Rock and Roll Picture Show. Do I get to see Rock and Roll Picture Show on this big screen?
You are the most closed-minded. You need to you got to broaden. You got to open up the mind. You got to broaden the horizons. I mean, it's like you're what I don't like movies with subtitles. That's what you're. That's the way.
Exactly.
That's what you're.
I don't have time to read and watch the film.
I like. Yeah, I want if I'm going to watch a foreign film, I want it dubbed. But when I saw Queensryche Operation Mindcrime, the entire album. Well, there's Mindcrime 1, Mindcrime 2, and the concert I went to, they did both albums back to back because they told the story. It was phenomenal. I mean, the actors did not take away from the performance because everything's going on at the same time. So it all blended well. It's all in the stage presence too.
So like when you go to a concert, you're watching the lady sign language for the deaf.
No, I'm not.
That's what you're getting into. That's what you're telling me right now. That's what you're telling me. You don't want to see the concert. You want to see the lady on the side.
Why am I going to watch I don't know sign language, so I can't. I'm not going to watch that.
Speaking of that, I saw a video on Facebook. This guy was doing a comedy show, and he's like, I don't know what it was. It was like the word Democrat and the word stupid or insane or something. And it was about the same thing. So he kept saying Democrat, yeah, stupid. Oh, fucking hilarious.
But that's what. So yeah. So concept albums that done right are great. But obviously, with we're talking about with Styx, I guess Kilroy was here with Mr. Roboto. I guess that was supposed to be a concept album, and it didn't go well or wasn't well received.
I mean, the music, Mr. Roboto's awesome.
But that's the only song I can name off that album.
They did some weird shit during the concert. It was just
for that album.
Well, they did some talking parts.
Oh yeah. And again, he's trying to portray, and then after that he was out.
He was out because he couldn't sing for a while.
Oh, that's right. He had that.
Well, actually, had a stage. There's a mental breakdown.
Yeah. But I will say, I don't know exactly when they came back, but when I first got tickets, we won tickets or I shouldn't say we, Karen won tickets to their concert here in Lexington, and she knew what a big Styx fan I was, and we went, and the guy who they got to replace him was phenomenal. I mean, he sounded just like him. So,
I guess you're right. That's
what?
That was the only good song I thought of.
Mr. Roboto, yeah. It's and that's kind of the end, I think. At the end of the album, maybe, I don't know. But and then I guess they had the Return to the Paradise, which was somewhere in the '90s. I guess that was their big. I don't know if that was the album that they unveiled the new singer or whatever, but they kind of brought back the Paradise. Like the theater was in ruins.
What they didn't do? Go to Vietnam and find some weird ass dude to sing songs.
It wasn't Vietnam. It was the Philippines. Let's not go there. Vietnam, we're not. Yeah. No. They went to the Philippines.
But I'm hopeful now that they've had a reunite between Joe Perry and the guitarist.
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry.
Joe Perry's the guitarist for Aerosmith.
Steve Perry.
Too many Perrys. Too many. Jason can't keep the Perrys straight.
Maybe
it's only Katy Perry pretty soon.
Maybe we could see a reunite of
I doubt it.
original Journey. I think it's possible.
I don't think so because you don't have the original guys. The keyboardist quit.
He may come back. Joe Perry and the original guitar player.
Neil Sean and him were battling out in court. And he left, and that's when the guy, the little Filipino guy, he won't be back. This has been a legal thing going on for years.
If you can't hear the Filipino accent in there, it just ruins the song, man.
I saw him 3 times, didn't hear him once.
Oh, I hear it every fucking time.
When he talks, yes. When he sings, no. It's just like when Mel Tillis would sing. You didn't hear him stutter.
That's different.
No, it's not.
There's different between stutter and accent.
It's not. When a Chinese man sings, I think they sing they don't fa ra 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 ra.
Hold on to your.
No.
It's horrible. Thank God they're coming to
no, that is not true.
It's true, very true. I'm just speaking facts tonight. I don't know.
No, opinion. Opinion.
Controversy is good. Tell us what you think. Do you think Journey was better with Steve Perry or with the Filipino kid?
We're not saying better. We know who's better. We're better with Steve Perry. I'm saying the guy was good enough to carry on.
He was karaoke, man.
No,
he was karaoke singer.
Yes, he did karaoke when they discovered him, but he was not karaoke. He was not karaokeing on the stage.
He is.
He actually had talent.
Wish
Holy
Steve Perry. Steve Perry.
Oh my God.
Wish Steve Perry. Tell me I'm wrong. Put some comments in the thing. Tell me I'm wrong. That is Wish Steve Perry right there.
Oh God. Listen to.
I mean, I'm not the only one because you heard.
Oh, listen.
It hurt us. What's going on?
So I am sorry. You are not gonna ever change this sound. You're not gonna change it. This sound, perfect band, all through. Steve Perry is one of the top 5 '80s frontmen
of all time.
Best vocalist of all time. Yeah.
Not the best, but
no, one of. And
you hear that, folks? I don't know if you hear that, but that's Steve Perry singing, and it's good crisp lyrics.
They're not going to play whatever his name is.
Exactly. Why are
they're not going to play his version of this because they didn't put it on they got a greatest hits album, but this is what you're going to hear. Steve Perry is. I'm not saying that he's better than Steve Perry. Let's get that straight. I'm saying he was good enough to carry on.
They can go to karaoke bar and sing Journey. That's what I can go to karaoke bar and sing Journey.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you cannot.
Back in the day, I had a high voice.
No, you cannot sing Journey. All right, folks. We're gonna we're gonna get Jason on stage for a karaoke night, and we're gonna hear him sing Journey and see if he can fucking carry a tune to carry on to get him on stage with Journey.
I probably do better than the other guy.
So that. And you've got, we've got several bands that have had lead singers step in. One of them, they actually made a movie based on it.
Let's go over that right now. Major bands. Don't give me no fucking independent crappy shit you listen to. Major bands that have had frontman changes.
Iron Maiden.
Who'd they have?
He was Blaze. Terrible.
I don't know if we consider that a frontman. That was early on.
No, that was in the late '90s up until like the early 2000s, mid '90s to early 2000s. Bruce Dickinson's first album back with Iron Maiden is like 2003-ish. Brave New World.
Came back.
He came back. You had.
How many of those middle albums did you like?
Did I like? None.
Just prove my point. Just fucking prove my point.
No, I didn't. So the thing because
The new guy sucked.
he did suck.
Let's talk. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's talk Van Halen.
Which one?
Brought in.
Sammy Hagar?
No. Brought in.
Sharon. Gary Sharon from Extreme. Terrible.
Worst.
Terrible. Van Halen 3, worst album ever. Yes. No, I agree. Even Howard Stern, like, he listened to... No. Howard was like, what did I just listen to? This is the worst Van Halen album ever.
Howard doesn't know shit.
What the fuck?
He probably listens to
Howard had his pulse on the rock and roll community.
He doesn't know what music is.
I guarantee you Gene and Paul are Howard Stern fans.
I don't think so.
They are.
I can guarantee that.
I guarantee you they are. Bet they are. Let's call up Gene right now.
Let's call
him up. Call him up. I know you got his fucking number in there. Yeah. But yeah, I know where this is going. Anyway.
Yo, Gene, what's up, brother? Yeah, it's your boy. My guy Jason, right? What are you up to? Oh shit, really? Awesome, man.
Is he watching the video? Is he watching us?
He is.
Oh, is he?
He watched an old episode.
Old episode. Which one's he watching?
Hang on. He's watching one of Jack Brown's from 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Cool. All right, my boy here is trying to say that you like fucking Howard Stern. Tell me. Oh, really? You think Howard Stern's a fucking idiot? Fucking loser? Fucking Gene, I knew. I knew it, bro. I knew it, Gene. I know. We're the same. We're the same, brother. All right. Get back to hang out with Shannon. Good night. Love you, bro. Later. There you have it, folks. Howard Stern's a fucking idiot.
All right. Anyway. So let's keep going. So Judas Priest had Ripper Owens as to replace Rob Halford. Didn't go so well. Rockstar, the movie with Mark Wahlberg, Jennifer Aniston, is based on that. Then you had Motley Crue.
You got the touch. Mark Wahlberg.
No, that was the other. Yeah, Boogie Nights. Yeah.
All right, we can go AC/DC.
Whoa.
Hold on. You had Bon Scott to begin with.
Brian Johnson. But the thing was, the band was involved in that one because Brian Johnson, I guess, was a friend of the band, and they said it's only fitting.
Who do you like better, Brian Johnson or Bon Scott?
Bon Scott.
You like Bon Scott better? I
like the classic. I like the classic 70s AC/DC better than I
think we talked about this before. Did you ever see Brian Johnson in his other band singing regular shit? Totally fucking different.
Before AC/DC.
Totally different.
Yes, we did talk about this before. It was
just like who the fuck is that? That's not Brian Johnson.
Yeah, it was Bronson. Yes. And then another case, Vince Neil, John Corabi with Motley Crue. The Motley Crue album with John Corabi was not well received with Crue fans.
No.
But it was a good album. Says you. All because there's 3 of the fucking lead guitarists. All right, so hold on. Whoa. So when the album came out, hair metal was basically dead. So if you were a hair metal band in the early 90s, mid 90s, you had to change to the current music scene.
Temple and Nirvana.
Yes. So Corabi brought in more of a hard-edged vocals, and it took the band to another. They became a little bit harder than your classic.
You didn't think the Crew was hard before?
The Crew was. They were hard, but they weren't. All right. So you had the 80s hair metal, which was heavy metal, but then you also had, coming out of that, you had kind of a heavier, like you had the Metallicas, you had the Motorhead, you had that kind of more... I would
say, in fairness, Metallica, people like to say harder, blah, blah, blah. I just think it was darker. I don't know if it was harder, it was darker music.
You had... Yes, but you had a more of a your
lyrics changing.
But you had the sound change as well. It was a little faster. It was a little more faster, harder. Yeah. So in the 90s, you had, because I remember you did not like Injustice for All. I remember we were in the Stomper when Greg introduced that album. You said, "What the fuck is this?" It was hard. You didn't like it. So anyway, when John Corabi joined, it is darker, heavier, whatever. When John Corabi joined Motley Crue, it added a darker edge, heavier edge. I love the album. The album's great. Then when Vince Neil came back with Generation Swine, terrible. That was his first album back. Horrible. So bad they had to put out Red, White, and Crew, a 2-volume.
Do you blame that on Vince Neil, or do you blame that on maybe the band itself was still transitioning from one to the other, and they had a mix of different shit and just sounded like crap?
No, it was a terrible. The writing was horrible and everything.
Who wrote most songs?
Nicky and Vince, I think. I don't know for sure, but Nicky was a major writer. But now when Corabi came in, Nicky and John Corabi, they kind of meshed a little bit, because you had Hooligan's Holiday, which was like the hit off the album. You had Uncle Jack, which was kind of a awakening, like a personal experience, one of the bands. You had Tommy, if you listen to, they had an EP that went along with it. You had Tommy, had on the EP, it was called Motley Crue Quaternary. Each band member had a song that they wrote. Tommy wrote Planet Boom, which is featured in the movie Barbed Wire. And then John Corabi had one, Nicky had one, and Nicky and Mick
like their solo album.
Yes, but it was on a EP, so they got underneath the Motley Crue album. But it showcased Tommy's album, Tommy's song, Planet Boom. He played the drums, he played the bass, he played the guitar, and he sang. And it's one of those, it was kind of a foray that led him into when Motley Crue took a break. Tommy formed a band called Methods of Mayhem, which was kind of like a rap-infused rock. So Planet Boom was kind of the insert of that. But again, it was a good album. Just like when Kiss, obviously, minus the lead singer change, they had the guitarist. When I believe it was Crazy Nights.
Crazy Nights.
Whichever, the back of the album, I want to say it was Bruce Kulick's first album with them. And we had a couple of friends of ours who played in bands, and me and Mike were, like I said, huge Kiss fans. And it was one of those, Kiss sucks, blah, blah, blah. Wait. Have you heard the new album? And there's one song on, I believe it's Crazy Nights. It's the back of the album that has the 4 different pictures of them. Paul standing there, he's got the no shirt with the pants open.
Asylum was Bruce's first album.
Which one?
Asylum.
All right,
Crazy Nights.
Give me some image. Look at the album cover. Do the album cover in the back of the album. Asylum.
Producer Buckeye Jackson.
Yeah, he's on the fly. But that album, whichever album it was, it had. All right, what's the back of the album look like?
I don't know. I gotta show that. I don't care.
Well, I need to know because that was the. Go back there.
There's a different album.
Animalize, that's the one it was. Animalize has a Bruce Kulick, I believe, solo that we were like, look, if you don't think Bruce Kulick is one of the greatest guitarists ever back then,
He was great.
He was great. You all right?
I'm fine. $1 million. $1 million. The pressure is on.
The pressure is on.
Order now.
Can I get a sample of the Elvis juice? All right, so a little Rage Against the Machine here. Renegades of Funk. Anyway, that album, we convinced a guitar player to listen to the solo on that song. And he was like, all right, yeah, turn him into a big Bruce Kulick fan.
We were talking about it before, if you listen to like Ace Frehley, Eddie Van Halen got some shit from Ace Frehley. You think Eddie Van Halen did a little shit up here? That was Ace Frehley, man, talking that shit. He just took it to another level.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like every guitarist is probably going to steal something. Thank you, guys.
Let's think. What's another band?
Lead singer change. Oh, I bet Slow Count ain't happy now. 23. What the fuck did they change this to?
It's been on for time. Some kind of infomercial channel going on here.
We gotta get this on. The game's behind this. I want to watch it here. Son of a bitch. All right, so we covered Judas Priest.
Skid Row.
We covered, yeah. Skid Row had one for a bit, and
Better with
Sebastian Bach. We saw because the 2000 Kiss farewell tour then was you had Ted Nugent, Skid Row, the guy who sounded or played with them then. Oh my God. He kind of looked like the guy from Janie Lane from Warrant, the lead singer from Warrant. Looked like him, sounded like shit. But that's another one. Janie Lane passed away, so you've had a lead singer step in, I guess. Supposedly, I guess they're getting ready to go back and do something.
But you know what? None of these singer changes had in common with Journey. They're not Filipino. Don't stop believing. Hey man, you can hear it every fucking time, man. It's like, bruh, your karaoke bar. It's a karaoke bar fucking concert.
So that was the thing, is the fact that he saw the kid on the video playing Journey at a karaoke bar. So Neil Sean,
you could have probably found 20 other guys doing the same thing.
It doesn't matter. It was the time. It was the place and time. He flies to the Philippines to see this kid, and he walks up, wants to know, hey, is he singing on a backing track? Is it piped in? Is it Steve Perry? What? No, he's singing.
I'll be a singing, sir.
No, he wasn't talking to him. He was talking to the guy running the thing. The guy said, no, that's all him. And
you can hear the difference.
But you think it's horrible, but thousands, millions of fans think that it was decent because they were selling to...
You're saying decent, man. At least you're being realistic. Decent. It was karaoke bar.
It was a karaoke bar.
Karaoke Journey fans were wanting to see Journey, so they went and saw the karaoke version of it.
Every fan came out when they first hit the stage. Look at the interviews. They were interviewing people coming out. They sounded just like Steve Perry. Millions of people said that.
Tell me, Journey fans, do you think it sounds like Steve Perry? No, it don't.
If you're in the moment, it sounds like Steve Perry.
You're stoned and drunk and you're loving
If
music.
you're in the moment, it sounds like Steve Perry. Is it on the level of Steve Perry? No.
You hear the accent.
You cannot hear the accent until he talks. When he talks, yes, you hear the accent. When he sings, no.
I hear it. He's not like, people like Olivia Newton-John and that stuff where they lose their accent when they sing. He still has the accent. Not as pronounced, but it's still there.
That's a touchdown.
Yeah, as long as the ball crosses the plate, it's special.
All right, 23-17. Here we go. We got a game. They need to put. Why do we have infomercials on this?
Grace to change that for us when he comes back.
Huh?
You have to get Grace to change that. I said that earlier. I was like, why is this?
It was on the game before.
It was like infomercials. We got the news going on over here. We got infomercial going on here. Like, at least we got a basketball game on this channel.
Who gives a fuck about Florida State basketball? All right, so there have been some hits and some misses and some very very like wide right misses on bands. Like I said,
we talk AC/DC again with
Axl Rose.
Oh my God, that was horrible, bro.
Horrible.
Like what the fuck was that about?
Horrible.
An infusion of stupidity that was.
So, but another thing too is like I said, when I can't remember what his last name was, but when he filled in, when he took over for Iron Maiden, I don't know what the fuck Steve Harris was thinking. Would we be able to get the Buffalo game right here? Thank you.
Sure, that's not gonna
Oh,
be.
and I will take an Elvis juice. Thank you. Yeah, 16.
Plug it real much.
I was gonna sample it. That's not too bad. But there have been.
Here, man.
Huh?
Little meatloaf.
All right. Let's talk about some meatloaf. If you quintessential operatic, like you want to talk about a song.
It was operatic in a way, but it wasn't. They didn't have a fucking show going. It was just music.
But I mean, but I'm saying you're talking about Freddie Mercury wanting to do this and wanting to do that. Meatloaf is that.
Meatloaf did it.
He's very authentic. Freddie Mercury was authentic. What are you kidding me?
I said Meatloaf did it. He did the operatic show without being operatic.
So did Freddie Mercury. Queen was one of the best. Thank you, Grace.
But I won't do
Thank you to order of tots with ranch dressing. Thank you. So, but the thing about like with Meatloaf, like you had like both albums are like all of his albums are phenomenal.
He was underrated.
Very underrated. Holy shit, underrated. I mean, this was the one like Bad Out of Hell 2. I can remember when this album broke. Nobody knew about it. And it's like you go to the record store and there's this out like whoa.
Another one that you see at the cover of, you're like, whoa.
Yeah, the motorcycle flying back into hell. It's like what the hell? Oh yeah, I gotta have that.
What's your favorite Meatloaf song?
Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. I mean, it's like it's the perfect blend of a high school, romance, fucking up the rest of your life. But you're throwing in baseball analogies in the song. I mean, come on. I mean, yeah. Classic. That's classic.
Fat ugly guy, make it. I like it.
And the chick with his coast, the Mrs. Loud or whatever they call her. Holy crap! Smoking hot. Even in Paradise by the Dashboard Lights, 1976-ish, 77 maybe. Really? It's like God. So. Alright, so this one is the Elvis juice. If I'm not mistaken, it's by Brewdog.
We should have called it Graceland.
Yeah, that's got a little bit different taste than the sample does. Got a little more of a grapefruit finish on it.
Got a little bit of mix in there, maybe.
Maybe. But yeah, not too bad. I'll give it a 3. So, but yes, Meatloaf is one of those bands that absolutely, like, it's one of those, like, perfect example. Putting an album on from start to finish. I can't remember what the first album was.
It's unique. But it all sounds good, really.
Yes, but it's every like the musicianship. Like just listen, like you've got pianos, you're all over the place. But it's all the sound. Like I don't remember what his first album was. Then I think he had Bad Out of Hell, and then later on Bat Out of Hell 2. I think he only had 3 albums. If you listen to all 3 albums, they're all 3 phenomenal from start to finish.
Like the little hanky used to carry in his
Yeah. He pulled it out of the because he wore the tuxedo. He wore that like the flower tuxedo with the
little, like a wedding. 70s wedding shirt.
Yeah. But I mean,
Of course, he was in
Fight Club. He was in a bunch of movies. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yep, he was in that. And I believe that actually came out before his albums came out. So that was kind of, but that's the thing. It's like a true, the band, like, it's just music. Like, it's true music. Like, whoever discovered this guy, discovered the band, knew what the fuck they were doing. This, like, you will never ever get somebody like Meatloaf ever again.
So where do you think Meatloaf was singing before he got found?
Where do I think he was singing it?
I don't know where he's from.
Well, producer Jason, there you go. While you're at it, look up how many albums he had too. I think he was from the Midwest. I don't think he was from West Coast.
Texas, I knew.
All right,
Texas.
So he was from Texas. So how many albums did he have? There should be like a Wikipedia. But that's the thing. It's like a band like Meatloaf.
12 albums.
Whoa! Seriously? What was his first album?
I guess we go Bad Out of Hell, Dead Ringer, Midnight at the Lost and Found, Bad Attitude, Blind Before I Stop, Bad Out of Hell, Back into Hell.
That's, yeah.
Welcome to the Neighborhood, couldn't have said it better. Bad Out of Hell 3.
Oh!
Loose. Hang Cool Teddy Bear, Hell in a Handbasket, Braver Than We Are. Was
Wow,
216
did not know that many albums.
But he wasn't that popular on MTV. Or
radio, no. Like this, the Paradise by the Dashboard Lights and this album are the only songs I can remember. Well, wait. Nah, there was another one. There was another song that got radio play. I can't remember what it was. But Paradise by the Dashboard.
Oh, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yes, there you go.
And bad.
Those 3 songs and this song and Paradise by the Dashboard Lights are the only songs I can. Bad Out of Hell? I don't remember Bad Out of Hell. The song Bad Out of Hell. Alright, well, we're learning stuff today. Thank you, Grace. I'm alright right now. You want something?
I'm fine, thank you.
But, they have Mr. Bruce has the best time.
Will you get around? Will you kick me right out of this godforsaken town? I can karaoke that shit out.
Nah. I can hear the accent when you sing it. You got a little Filipino in you. Rumor had it, she was on Night Court. She was the John Larroquette was the other attorney. Please stop.
Night Court, I remember. He showed up on a few shows.
No, she was a regular on Night Court. She was you had, for a while there, you had that Marky Post, and then the lady that came in after her was Mrs. Loud. That was they called her Mrs. Loud.
Lorraine Crosby.
And I believe she was on Night Court after Marky Post left.
Miss Blacks.
So, you want to talk about an all-around musician with a sound? Meatloaf is definitely in the top 10.
We're digging deep in the archives of music history. Meatloaf tonight, man.
Well, we're going by what the jukebox. Jukebox is dictating something here. I mean, where else are you going to hear a 7 to 8, 10-minute song play on the radio? Meatloaf. You're not going to get, like, November Rain was like 7 something from Guns N' Roses.
I noticed that they play some good tunes, then right after they play some weird shit.
So somebody gets on there going, what the fuck are they playing here?
Shania Twain actually going on.
Yeah, like this is like garbage. I'd rather listen
I like Shania Twain though.
I like to look at Shania Twain, don't like to listen to her. I'd rather listen to Meatloaf.
Well, we need to get on iTunes and start bumping some
We gotta get the touch tunes out.
I had the goal to put some
Dan, you
money
turn
into
Uncle Tim. He can take this over right now.
put some money in this thing.
But all right, so we've talked about MTV closing, shutting down, which both you and I agree happened a long time ago.
They took themselves out.
Now I would love talking about bands we discovered on MTV. Talking about like watching the music video would lead you.
I mean, back in the day, in the 80s, we're really growing up. MTV, seeing the videos created your playlist. It was like, that was a band you liked. If you saw the video, it was, like I said, it was different than hearing it on the radio. You hear it on the radio, you're like, alright. But when you see it on MTV, back in the day with the video, you got the feeling of what the music was talking about. You could get into the video, you get into the music, and be like, man, alright. Totally different than just hearing it on the radio. You hear it on the radio, it's there. You like the sound.
You like it, but
you like the sound, but then when you see the music video and what's created, then you're drawn into it's like, oh man, maybe I was thinking about this wrong. This is what they're going with, a different feel. Like, oh, this is a love story. This is not a hate. This is a hate, not love.
oh yeah.
That's what I said. Now we're missing that today. You've got YouTube and all the little videos, but they're just straight up people singing. Nobody's doing a video. So you're not getting that. What the song? You're not getting a what's the song mean? What was the guy trying to mean when he wrote the song? The video brought it all to life.
Yeah.
Gave you another aspect of you saw it.
Yep.
Your senses. You see, you hear.
Yeah.
Everything.
And now, like I said, you've got all these people like one-hit wonders that are writing a song, putting it out there, and it's like, oh, we're getting discovered on one song, and that's it.
YouTube famous. You get your 1 minute of fame, and then that's it. Whereas, like back in the MTV days, you had a good song, so they went ahead and put another video. You made another video of your next song. You made another video of your next song. Where now it's like YouTube, you're famous, and then you try to do something, they're like, they forgot about you because there's 70 fucking million other YouTube videos about you.
Right. Like back in the day when they signed an album deal, we're going to get you to do multiple albums. We're going to sign you to a 5-record deal. Well, let's talk about that. You sign somebody to a 5-record deal. How many artists do you get? The first album is great. Next album, what the fuck? There's been tons of those.
Oh yeah,
like, all right, you have bands like, look, all right, Aerosmith. The first couple of albums, like they were not well received at all. At all. It wasn't until they got mixed up with, I think, Run DMC, and they remade what was it? Walk This Way. That people started kind of going back and listening to stuff. And I may be wrong. There might have been something else that they got rediscovered.
Well, like one of their popular
But to me-
videos was with his daughter and Alyssa Silverstone when they did the video of on the train tracks with Janie's Got a Gun. Is that what it was?
Oh, yeah. But that's pump. That's 90. My uncle had a little Metallica here for you. My uncle had the early Aerosmith, and it just didn't. Permanent Vacation was my first big introduction to Aerosmith. I mean, I had heard them.
I think they didn't get big until 80s. They started out.
And they'd been out since the early 70s.
Been out since the 70s, but they didn't get, again, maybe because that was MTV helping them with videos.
Again, it was the first video I remember seeing was Run DMC with them Walk This Way.
Like I said before, you think about this time and that time as to, let's say, filling concert halls, filling stadiums. There's a downfall in that as far as, back in the 70s and 80s, 90s, you're filling stadiums, you're doing on tour, you're doing the big places. Now it's like, it's all like a YouTube, online, and then you never hear about them. They come to a local bar and do a show because they can't fill stadiums because they're not, it's a different culture and a different feel.
Well, it's because you're not. The record companies aren't pushing the album like before.
Well, I think also because, like you said, MTV's gone with the putting you out there, making videos so people know your stuff other than if you're scrolling on fucking YouTube.
Like everybody's putting out, like you go to Spotify. Put your album on Spotify, but then hopefully your fans will discover you.
Yeah, I'm not actively searching on Spotify.
I'm not either.
Spotify's more of a, I heard something. Maybe I saw it on YouTube, and I go and I look it up, and I'm like, all right, get into it.
Right. That's probably what everybody's doing. See it, hear about it.
Nationwide, MTV was nationwide, worldwide.
Exactly.
Saw the video. Millions of people saw that video.
How many times going down to the record store did you see the poster of the album in the window or on the wall? And you're like, oh, look, the
visual.
The new album's coming out. Oh, he's stepping away. All right. So that's the thing we're stuck with nowadays, folks, is the fact that there's no big push behind any kind of music. I mean, yeah, they're going to put out an album, it's going to get downloaded somewhere, but then Billy Joe in Houston is going to be able to download a song. I've said it 100 times. If you're a fan of the band, download the whole fucking album. Don't just go with one song. Album sales drive down concert tickets because the more albums you sell, the better off you are in the long run. I heard somebody finally got 1 million something downloads or something, whatever, and it's like, are you kidding me? That's what you're basing it on now? Downloads? It's like, back in the day, you had album sales, double platinum. You'd have a gold album. It was like millions of albums sold worldwide in less than a month. It's like, it was absolutely fucking insane how they do the music industry now. I mean, obviously, growing up like in 80s bands, 80s artists, they're few and far between anymore. I'm old, they're old, hell, they're older. So, but when you got new bands starting out, their big thing is, oh, we're going to go to Spotify. That's not how we do it.
you know, back in the day, you had videos nationwide. Now you have to kind of, and that was on local cable. You had basic cable, you had that, MTV. Now you've got to go out and actively search. And if you're scrolling, I guess, you know, the scrolling age, stuff does pop up. But I don't think it gets the kids as involved in the music without a video, without something else following it up. I don't know.
No, you're right. But I've talked about it before. Album sales back in the day drove down concert ticket prices.
Also, we want to talk about that. That's a big thing in a lot of stuff. Is you can't afford to go to a concert.
Hell no.
Like even the 80s bands and stuff that are coming around, like, well, I want to see Axl Rose or It's Gonna Sound Like Shit for $300 a fucking ticket. No, I don't. Back in the day, you know, you were $12 a ticket, $20 a ticket. Went and saw some great bands, you heard some great music, enjoyed yourself. You could afford to go.
Well, what was it? My buddy Steve McCorder commented on our first concert was Doobie Brothers, two other bands, was like $6. And that, I mean, of course, that was in the early to mid 70s. But I mean, shit.
I mean, I think you maybe top out $50, $60 tops. I don't want to. I'm not going to see somebody for $100. I'm just not.
No.
And now, you know, inflation, blah 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 blah. It's not worth it.
But
and the only people filling the fucking concert places are Taylor Swift and who?
That's it. I mean, Jelly Roll.
People paying
outrageous amounts of money. So, all right, let's talk about outrageous amounts of money for a second.
Outrageous.
Talking about good friend Mike Morris on the way over.
Judge Mike Morris.
We talk about a little wrestling on the way.
Wrestling.
WrestleMania is in Vegas this year.
Before it heads overseas.
For next year. Royal Rumble in a couple of weeks is in Riyadh. How much? So, front row, ringside seats for WrestleMania in Vegas. How much do you think?
$2,000.
Final guess? Final answer? $70,000.
Hold on. $70,000. So go ringside,
Front row
ringside at WrestleMania
in Vegas.
Is $70,000.
Yep.
How many? They'll still sell these tickets because it's in Vegas and rich people like to go to shit, but how many of those rich people that are getting the front row seats actually care about wrestling enough?
You alright?
Come back in about 2 minutes. Do you think those people that are going to get those ringside tickets are wrestling fans? I'm rich and I want to be seen on TV, and I'll go out to an event because it's here.
Honestly, I have no idea.
Somebody paying $70,000 for a ticket is not a fan.
That's fuck you money.
You're not a fan. You're not. That's like they go to a Lakers game. Besides for Spike Lee that goes to all the Knicks games, everybody else is just I want to be seen. I'll go to one game. I want to be seen on TV with fuck you money.
That's $70,000 for a front row seat.
There's a wrestling fan that has $70,000.
No, you're right. I don't.
Which is what we talked about, like going to fucking Riyadh shit. No wrestling fan is going there. They're not. WrestleMania, not this year, but next year in fucking Saudi Arabia. Nobody's going to that.
WrestleMania is or Royal Rumble is going to be there next couple weeks.
Who the fuck? Nobody's going to that. You're going to have
It's all going to be. It's all Saudi people.
all Saudi people. Maybe they like wrestling. Over
They
there.
do. They do. But at the same time, you're
They can have their own company. It's their country. They can have their own wrestling.
They could. You're absolutely right. The thing is, like, when you come back to the States, it's like we're so stupid over here that they sent that whole pay-per-view over there. I paid to watch them over there, but yet I want to watch them here. But I'm gonna go. So the very first Raw in the States will be sold out. We are so fucking stupid that we will back it the next time they're in the States. All right, so we talked about. All right, so guess what the second row and third row seats are?
Well, I mean, they got to be 68,000.
30.
So you're telling me front row is 70. You go one row behind is 30. So you're dropping 40.
Yeah, so we got to settle.
40 grand.
So okay, all right, I got to settle for a second. Okay.
I mean, that's a big drop off.
Huge drop off. Now, guess how much the Raptor seats are?
In the hundreds.
Final answer?
Final answer.
$2 grand.
$2 grand for the Raptors.
Raptor seats.
Can I have? Give me the whatever the blue raspberry was. Yeah. Thank you.
So
Doing a phenomenal job checking in on us.
Grace, love Grace. Grace is. I told you. I asked Nathan for her to be on president every time we're here.
Checking in on us. Makes me feel wanted.
She's. Thank God somebody is.
God, man.
So, all right. So that is the WrestleMania Vegas ticket price range.
So tell me, how many true wrestling fans, like the base core wrestling fan, is doing this?
I don't know.
Because you're talking the base core wrestling fan is not it's a blue collar person. It's a maybe I make $50,000 a year. Do I have 2,000 to go see another?
They will save up. That's the thing.
And go to Vegas.
All right.
And have to stay in
So
Vegas.
let's talk about it. It's just going to be stereotypical, and this is not the viewpoint. I know every wrestling fan is not this way, but you got to think about it. Let's talk about the one who's sitting on the chat boards in his mom's basement, working 9 to 5 or whatever his work schedule is. He's throwing back money so that he's going to be able to make a pay-per-view one of these days. Let's just say maybe he decides to make it to Vegas. And I'm going to go, I guarantee you though, he hasn't saved up 30 grand to 70 grand unless he's saved forever.
Thank you.
Until he, maybe he saved up since he's 60. I don't know.
But you're also talking.
But I'm not.
You got to pay for the Vegas trip itself. You got to pay for.
Well, now
hotels, travel.
So the 70,000, they did say. Mike didn't go into specifics, but there were some amenities that went along with that. Maybe some meet and greets. I don't know if there's a hotel package involved or what. But again, the hotel, you're only there 3 days. You're going to fly in Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows. Come home Monday, baby. The thing yes, no average wrestling fan can afford to go to a pay-per-view without. If you find out there's going to be a pay-per-view.
Hang on, pause for a minute. This is Blue Raspberry IPA Sour from Evil Twin Brewing.
Evil Twin.
Brooklyn, New York.
Not Mirror Twin.
Brooklyn in the house.
Evil Twin, Brooklyn.
It has a great smell. Oh, great smell.
Hello, folks.
Good flavor. Nice sour beer. I'm going to go 4.5.
Ooh.
Brooklyn is in the house.
What is the ABV on that one?
6%.
6%. Okay. All right.
Shout out to my Brooklyn boys. It's small fry here. Small fry right here.
Oh yeah, your Daytona days.
Daytona days. It's both fine.
Yeah.
Good beer.
Right. So back on the wrestling thing.
Yeah, you're not getting your regular wrestling fan is not.
Your
regular wrestling fan is not doing any of these events anymore.
No.
He's catching the Raw. Maybe we do a Raw down here for a few $100 local.
Yeah.
He's not traveling to
No.
Vegas.
But here, and so the thing was too. Speculation was that when the Titans' new football stadium was done in Nashville, which I believe it's next year, they were going to hold WrestleMania, SummerSlam, something there. So, all right, so got with a couple of, I went to WrestleMania 8 in Indianapolis in the old RCA Dome with my buddy Denny Ford. Shout out, Denny. We saw, that's when, I don't know if I posted the picture with the Road Warriors. They had just come in the year before the WWE, WWF back then. They were right in front of us doing their interview with me and Gene Oakland. We had the Roddy Piper Bret Hart Intercontinental title match. You had the Savage Ric Flair match where he was supposed to unveil the Elizabeth centerfold on the, and then you had the fucking stupid ass Hulk Hogan versus Sid Justice fucking world title match was fucking horrible. So anyway. So Denny and I, and Slow Count, we were going to talk about going to the WrestleMania in Nashville, possibly SummerSlam in Nashville, because they're all being held in stadiums now. So it's like, okay, start saving the money now. This was 2 years ago. There's no way that you could save up enough in 2 years unless if you have to be single with no major bills.
Are they going to be in Nashville?
No, it has not been announced yet.
So you're probably talking. How much do you think per ticket?
If they're in Nashville,
yeah, just a regular kind of mid.
You're probably going to pay over $1,000.
So you're talking $2,000 for you and Slow Count to go.
That's $4,000. Hotel,
travel.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm looking at probably guesstimating. I'm looking at probably about an $8,000 total trip.
$8,000.
You're going to stay in Nashville. $1,000 a ticket.
$2,000.
Plus you're paying hotel prices in Nashville.
$800 a night. Okay,
so that's Friday. You're going down Thursday because you want to experience a little bit of the WrestleMania week. No, I'm not going down for the whole thing because the WrestleMania week starts on a Monday. If I got down there on a Wednesday, Thursday to do some of the experiences, okay. So
maybe 5 range, 5 to 6.
All right. Well, then you got to figure eating.
With eating and everything, probably 5 to 6 grand.
Think so? All right. So $8,000,
$2,000. Then you're thinking 3 nights. I don't know. We can go $800 a hotel. Then we go. So that's like another $2,000. So you're like $4,000 plus food, travel, whatever. Anything extra.
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure merch. Because he'll want, whatever.
I would never, ever spend that amount.
No, and that's what I'm saying. It's one of you would have to plan for it, and even if you're planning for it, you're looking at it going, I got better uses for this.
Here's where this gets me. It's kind of like NASCAR. NASCAR used to sell out every place they went. It was great, and they kind of died off a bit. So now we've put banners over empty seats to advertise to make some more money because they've priced the fan, regular fan, core fan out.
Yeah.
So instead of saying, come to my event, I'm holding a NASCAR event. Come to my event and we'll charge $40, $50 a ticket, whatever. Instead of doing that, they're saying, for the people that can come to the event, let's pay $100 a ticket, and we'll leave all these empty seats, but I've made $100 tickets on these. Instead of filling your fucking venue and getting the food, beer, pop revenue, and merchandise sales of a lower cost ticket so more people can come. That's my whole point. More people can come to your event if it's price friendly.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make more money because you sold everything and the merch and the food and the beer that's gonna go with it. But instead you wanna be a greedy ass bastard and say, no, I wanna charge $100 a ticket and I'm only gonna get half the people. There aren't gonna be, and those $100 people aren't gonna be paying, are not the NASCAR fan that's going to drink all the booze.
Right.
It's going to drink, going to buy all the merch. They're just like the, I want a weekend event, blah 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 blah.
So that okay.
So you priced your regular fans out, and now your tracks are half empty, and we're having to do camera angles so we don't see the empty side of the track. We're having to do big tarps that go over big, huge, empty sections of the track that advertise, and you're selling advertising. I mean, you're making some money off that, but you're not putting butts in the seats. You're not getting the merch sales. You're not getting the food and alcohol sales that you would get. I don't understand it.
I don't get it either.
And it's the same thing. Up until the day of the race, they're still doing the same fucking. We want to sell it for $100. Well, damn, the fucking day of the race, you're half fucking empty in your stadium. Maybe you drop that price down, and some local people at least can go for the $50 price. No, we're doing $100 ticket.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And they're like, all right, well, fuck
So
you.
it's
ridiculous.
That being said, like with the going back to the wrestling thing with it, you got half empty arenas that, okay, we all know that it's broadcast on TV, so you have camera side. So they're starting to shift people
to the camera side.
No, off of the camera side because they can't fill the whole arena. So you don't see it on TV where it's camera. But like I'm the camera looking at the ring. So you want everything on that side full.
Yes, camera side is what I'm thinking of.
So all this is empty because you don't see it. But you got people posting online going, look at this.
Like, yeah, it was like.
It's a half-empty arena.
It's instead of putting butts in the seats and selling it for a cheaper amount, you want to go for that. I've got to have this amount, but you're making less money because you're not filling the fucking arena.
So that was
you're not selling the merch. You're not selling the.
So one of the things that we're talking to Mike about the $70,000, $30,000, all the high-priced Allegiant stadiums. I said, who owns Allegiant Stadium? The Raiders. So Mark Davis is renting the arena out at probably astronomical prices because Lord knows the Raiders aren't filling it on an NFL Sunday. Trust me, I'm a Raiders fan. I say the same fucking thing. The thing is, so he's charging the WWE who knows what, and they have to do the exorbitant amount to pay it to get the rent back. But at the same time, it's like, why are we having it in arenas? Why are we having it in football stadiums? Remember back in the day, the biggest one was in Pontiac Silverdome. That was WrestleMania 3. Where was WrestleMania 4 and 5? Trump Tower, New York City. Where was WrestleMania 6? Skydome. Oh, by the way, don't think they filled it. WrestleMania 7, where was it? WrestleMania 8, Indianapolis. Guess what? I was there, was not filled. That was back in 91.
Everybody is pricing out the core people that got them there. They're going from let's fill it with let's make some money and let's fill it totally and everybody's happy and we have fans and the real people there to let's make it an event. Let's make it a special event where only rich people can go and whatever. They got fuck you money anyways. They don't care. And you're still not making as much. You can't convince me that you're selling half the stadium for 4 times the price. Maybe
I will guarantee you, and I'm going to say this on the Raider side of things, that I will guarantee you that if you go to any hotel in the Las Vegas area, and you're there for that Sunday game, and you go to the concierge and you say, I'd like to get Raider tickets. I guarantee you, every hotel has a, where do you want to sit? I will guarantee you that it looks like a fucking Southern Belle fan.
So you're saying that they're going to give the way out there?
Yes.
I mean, you're losing that happens.
The Raiders are not a football team anymore. They are an attraction.
I'll go this. The Bengals, they do okay, and prices go up. Like, why should prices go up just because you're doing okay?
So we did several years where there was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan that we worked with. He got Bengals season tickets for the one game, the Steeler game. That's all he wanted. So me, Steve, a friend of ours, Andy, and I think and Ryan, might have been 4 of us, maybe 5. We all sat down. We knew Ryan was good for the Steeler tickets. They're his tickets. So we all chose the games we wanted. We did this for a couple of years, and you pay into the thing. But up until the Bengals made the Super Bowl with Joe Burrow, the ticket prices had not gone up. The year they made the Super Bowl, the next year, there was a fucking waiting list, and it went through the fucking roof.
Ridiculous.
Well, guess what? Have they been back? No. Have they made the playoffs? No.
It's a money grab. It's like something happens. It's like, oh my God, we're good. Like, how about we just keep the status quo? Maybe raise them a little bit, but just keep around the status quo. Where you got your core group coming in that's going to cheer, that's going to buy the merch, that's going to buy the alcohol, that's going to buy the food. I don't know.
But then you've got Joe Burrow. Going into the contract year. You've got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. So you're going to pay them. So what did you do? You raised the ticket prices to get the money.
That goes around my whole thing about any business. Think about this. It's like coming out of COVID, restaurants now have to pay people so much extra money than they were because, oh my God, we won't make enough money, blah, blah, blah. What do you think that does to prices? They're not looking to break even or still make a profit. They want to make that same profit they're making here, they want to make there. My theory is kind of like Arizona tea guys, like only raised it barely enough.
89 cents.
He's still making millions.
Yeah.
Why can't McDonald's still make millions and not raise one? Why can't a car company still make billions and not raise the price astronomically? I don't understand. It's like you're still making. People are so fucking greedy, and they got in their heads like, I've got to make that same amount. So next year, if I made $1 billion this year, by God, I want to make over $1 billion next year. I can't be happy with just $1 billion.
I can make $1 billion every year.
I've got to raise my prices so I can make $1.2 billion or $1.5 billion. The next year, I've got to raise my prices so I can make $2 billion. And eventually, you get to the point where your costs are so high, nobody wants to buy it, so now you're going bankrupt.
I think I'd be happy with $1 billion.
That's what I'm saying. People are. Like, how much money do you fucking need? You made $1 billion fucking dollars. Do you need more than $1 billion fucking dollars, bro?
I don't think
you're living large. What do you need?
If I made $1 billion, that would I think Slow Count and his grandkids could live on the $1 billion.
Exactly. But companies are like, here we go. I'll get into politics for a second. Trump comes in and says he's going to lower food prices. Never going to happen.
Nope.
I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican. Never, ever in your lifetime are you going to come into and be a president and lower food prices. Because guess what? Once it reaches that price, it's never coming down.
Right.
Never, ever.
Right.
It's going to come down again. Because people are so greedy that the next year they want to make more than that. Next year, I get it, you want to make money, but how much money do you need? Bro, if I'm making $1 million, next year I'll be happy with $1 million. I don't need to make 1.6, 1.8, 2 million, 3 million. I'll take that $1 million. I can live off the interest of that $1 million.
As long as I have enough money to pay my bills, live my lifestyle, and do what I want to do, I'm good.
But companies, it's like I said, food and groceries. When eggs,
Bro.
when chips go to $4, I mean,
Listen.
a bag of chips, $5, bro. A bag of fucking chips, $5. I can remember they're 89 cents for a bag of chips. Like, what the fuck, bro?
Fritos is a smaller bag, is almost $7. Now, all right.
How much money do you need?
So I work for a company that during the pandemic, we're considered essential. We had to stay open. Guess what? The fucking CO gave himself a 25% raise increase. Fuck you, Rodney McMullen.
I would say the same thing about my industry that I'm in. We made more money during the pandemic than the
Because
previous year.
everybody got their stimulus checks and were buying fucking cars.
And it's like, how much more money do you need, bro? Lower my prices. I'm the working like. And I'll get into the whole thing about it. Oh, we got to pay food service workers more money. We had the whole thing during the pandemic was food service workers like, we're not making enough money. We want to make 14 instead of $9 an hour. Well, guess what happens? The price of that product raises.
Yeah.
Same as like milk. All right, well, we're going to pay whatever, Kroger, Walmart, we're going to pay their employees X number of dollars more. Well, now that Kroger and Walmart aren't going to eat the cost. They want to make more. Actually, they want to make more money. We can't make the same or less, a little bit less, and be happy with our $1 billion. We got to make $24 billion. So we're going to raise the price of milk. It blows my fucking mind. Just keep the fucking milk the fucking same, bro. Make your $1 billion and fucking go on and be happy. You greedy ass fucking bastards. Just fucking for a year. Maybe for a year you hold your price on milk. You know what happens? Nobody thinks like schooner tuna. Nobody. The tuna with a heart, bro. The tuna with a heart. The schooner tuna, the tuna with a heart. During hard times, they lowered their prices and said, hey, we're for the consumer. Schooner tuna, tuna with a heart.
Did you just watch Mr. Mom? Did you watch Mr. Mom?
I watched Gung Ho the other day. With a heart, bro. They lowered the prices to help the consumer out during hard times. They didn't raise their prices. Kroger, Walmart, Meijer, whoever. They didn't raise McDonald's.
Remember he's standing in front of the thing and they start playing the American the national anthem.
The tuna with a heart, bro. Love me some tuna. I'd buy that all day. I'd buy that all day over fucking whatever the tuna is.
That's hilarious. Oh my god. Too funny. You threw in Mr. Mom.
But that's what's
great.
If I owned a company, if I owned one of these companies, I'd be happy. And the thing is, let's say you keep prices around the same, you don't exorbitate prices, you're gonna get more people coming to your place.
Yeah.
If McDonald's would lower their fucking prices back down to where a fucking cheeseburger was a fucking $1 or something, a cheeseburger being $20 fucking dollars for a goddamn cheeseburger.
So do you remember?
You're gonna sell more, bro.
Do you remember? Maybe it might have been last year, like in the fall, where they said value meals pricing is back for a limited time. It's like, what?
But it's not. It's not value menu pricing. Now I would give them. They got the $5 meal, and when you have the big baggy meal for like $5, you get a little cheeseburger, nuggets, and and I like McDonald's little value meal, double cheeseburger. I mean, good, but it's when you go to McDonald's and you get like a quarter-pounder meal and it's $12. I'd get that at a regular restaurant, bro. You're supposed to be the cheap option. Like, how much money does McDonald's fucking need?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, you can go to Chili's and on the 10 for whatever that little, the 2 for
$10.
Whatever it is. They've got a quarter-pounder burger, the QP, not called the quarter-pounder, but it's like, I'll go there and get that for $10. I can get an appetizer, a burger and fries, and a drink. Oh, and by the way, unlimited appetizer and chips and unlimited drink for $10. Like you said, it's $12 for a quarter-pounder meal.
McDonald's has priced themselves out of regular.
Wendy's has too. I got slow count a fucking Baconator, the extra value meal, and it was almost $20.
It's fucking crazy. Like I said, how much money do you think you need? You know, if you sell that same value meal for $8 or whatever, you're still making money. That hamburger cost you, that meal cost you $4 maybe, tops, to produce. And you're selling for $12 because you got to add your fucking profit because you're a greedy ass fucking bastard. Like, just deal with making a few million instead of making $5 million.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I mean, you and I both worked at Wendy's back in the day. That fucking value, I mean, it wasn't that fucking expensive. I mean, shit. I would like to know, when you and I worked there, we were allowed a meal. We got a single fries and a drink. And what was the upgrade if we wanted a chicken sandwich? Like $1? I mean, depending on who was working, of course. And Marianne, they'd say, just take it. I bet they don't either. That's where I was going. I would like to go in and interview a Wendy's employee and say, do you get a free meal? When I was working at Long John Silver's with Jennifer and Robert, Jennifer Burton, her dad Robert was manager. At the end of the night, there was fish and shit left over. It's like, take it home. Not now. The place I work, they want to throw away bread that's a day old. If it doesn't sell, they want to throw it away. It's like God's Pantry was picking up. I don't know how they do that anymore. But it's like if they sat there for longer than a day, it was like throw it away. What the fuck? Let somebody take that home. Because I'll tell you, the grocery store I work at are not paying with livable wages. So anybody that's in there for full time could take home a basket of shit that they were getting ready to throw away, and it would last them days. When I worked in the produce department, the shit we were marking down or throwing away was crazy. Crazy.
I think just the world in general has gotten too greedy.
It's fucking ridiculous is what it is.
It's like I said, do you have to make $2 billion instead of $1.5 billion? If I make $1.5 billion, I'm happy. I'd be happy as an owner.
Oh, I would be too.
$1.5 billion. Well, you made $1.5 billion last year. Yeah, but
I'm good.
You made $1.5 billion this year.
I'm good.
That's a lot of fucking money.
That's just like local restaurants. Like shout out to South of Wrigley. They for the amount of food you get and the price you're paying for a sandwich, phenomenal.
Did I send you that thing where that guy, YouTuber or whatever?
Yeah. Where he sampled all their stuff, the Chicago dog. I'm telling you right now, if I could eat South of Wrigley every day of the week, I would. Randall and those guys, phenomenal. Like it's a small hole in the wall. They put out great food. The community, like it's always a wait.
What's your average sandwich price?
You can get it's $14 for a 9-inch Italian beef.
I don't know about that. I might have to go get some.
It's good.
It may be good, but $14 for a sandwich?
Well, I don't know the prices off the top of my head. So, all right.
That's what we're getting into.
So we could go.
So we're charging $14 for a fucking sub.
No, it's not just a sub. It is a sub. Like it is authentic.
Like,
all right, so
I go to Jimmy John's, I can $10, I go there.
I can go right now. Jimmy John's, fuck that. I can go right now. We can get 2 Chicago dogs, fries, and a drink. Like both fries, both for $17.95, $20.
That's different. You're talking 2 Chicago dogs, 2 fries, 2 drinks.
I believe so. Yes.
That's not bad.
But and it's
14 for a sub is
the food. Let me get back to you on that. It might be 11, it might be 10. I don't know. Maybe even 9.
Don't get me started on Subway and their fucking retardedness. Like, you take the coupon in, you go, here's my coupon for buy one get free. They're like, no sir, we do not honor that here. Fuck you, bitch. Subway says you do.
Yeah.
I don't know, that pisses me off. Subway's the worst place to go when you have a coupon because no place honors a coupon.
No.
They're all.
I used to like Blimpies. I miss
don't think
Blimpies.
there's not Blimpies around anymore.
No, they're not. All right. That being said,
we hate a lot of people.
before we start pissing off everybody in Lexington. Well, so I want to thank everybody for hanging out. Hopefully you made it through the entire episode.
Like, subscribe, share,
Yep.
leave a comment. Tell me that Joe, not Joe,
Steve Perry.
Steve Perry's replacement is horrible. Go ahead and say that in the comments. Just go ahead and say it. Don't be afraid to say it. I'll say it for you. You guys suck.
Tell us what you think. If you like him, it's okay.
I hate it.
It's not okay. Don't be as closed-minded as this bastard.
I'm open to everything.
You are not open to it.
My ears.
You are not open to
sound of that.
it. No way are you open.
I am so in tune. with
No
music.
way.
When I hear that, it's just like.
All right. With that being said, peace.
Roast.